Hello and welcome to Financial Education for the Nation. My name's Warren Shute, and today, the road to debt freedom 2022. Snappy title, right? I like that. The road to debt freedom 2022. So the 2022 is your debt-free year. You can do it. Life's never a straight line, is it? It's ups and downs, emotions, things happen. If we look back over the last 24 months, it's been a series of ups and downs, lockdowns and opens and jobs made redundant and everything else. So this is life. This is life. And although I hope the next 24 months aren't quite as rocky as the last 24 months, is something that we should expect. And I think when we have an indulgence, so when we have a big month, when we spend more money, we should possibly rein it in a little bit the following months to kind of compensate, to offset the spending. So it kind of smooths out a little bit. So most people in December overindulge with food and drink and everything else. And then in January, they tend to rein it back in a little bit to compensate. You know, it's almost like having a fast to cut right back on the overindulgences. Now, although I don't like the extremes of either, the extremes of overindulging financially or with food and drink, or going without things financially and food and drink, they do kind of complement each other a little bit if you have overindulged in the previous month. So if you're listening to this and you've kind of gone full out maybe in a period of time, whether it's Christmas, whether it's in the summer, you've gone on holiday and stuff like that, just learn to sort of rein it back in a little bit and sort of have a fasting month and cut it back. So you've got some people who will actually do a no spend month. Well, I think, as a challenge, that's a great thing to have a go at. So basically the rules are you start at the beginning of the month on the 1st and you finish at the end of the month. And in that month, you cannot spend anything that is not essential. And essential is basically your utilities and your living expenses and your grocery shopping. That's it. So there's no buying cups of coffee when you go to a coffee shop, although you might feel that's essential. But if you have accumulated lots of credit card debt and overspent in December or any time of the year, now's really the time to take stock of that and put yourself back in the driving seat. So the first thing you really need to do is stop making any overspending worse. So in other words, if you've run up credit card debt, okay, the first thing you need to do is stop using your credit cards. Now, if you've got numerous credit card balances, rather than just the one, so you've got numerous credit card balances, one of the things I like to suggest is that you do not consolidate them. Okay, I'd like to keep them separate. And the reason I like to keep them separate is it's much more manageable for you to repay these debts if you keep them separate. If you amalgamate them all, what you then have is one mound of debt that you're chipping away at, and you never really get fulfillment or closure on the repayment of a debt until it's all gone. Now, that doesn't mean you don't get the best interest rate on all of your credit cards, particularly the larger balances, but you do keep them separate. Then the third thing, kind of touched on there, is make sure you're paying the lowest rate of interest on all of your cards, particularly the largest balance. So if you've got a large balance and then some smaller ones, which often can be the case, sometimes people have consolidated in the past or there was a big purchase and that's kind of snowballed the debt payment. Make sure you've got the lowest interest rate on the biggest balance, okay? And then the other ones, if they're really going to be paid off quite quickly, they don't worry so much, but if not, try and just get as low a rate as possible. And I want you to get organized, okay? I'm really big on being organized financially. And that doesn't mean being too sort of smarty or anything else. It just means knowing what's coming in, what's going out, what you owe and what you own. Just a little sort of acronym almost, an alley. Make sure you know your alley, your assets, liabilities, income and expenditure. So when it comes to your debts, I want you to organize these in balance order. So you write down the first credit card you've got, the interest rate you're paying, and then the balance, and then go down to the second one and list them in balance order. So I want the smallest balance at the top and the largest balance at the bottom. So there's nothing to do with interest rate. It's the smallest balance at the top, largest balance at the bottom. And when you look at them, typically the interest rate should go down. So you've got the lowest interest rate near the bottom. It doesn't actually have to be the lowest. I just want the biggest balance to have a lower interest rate than the ones at the top. And then we're going to start chipping away at these. Okay, so this comes back to the bank account system. I think it's a video I did a couple of weeks ago, but also I've done it numerous times on the channel. So search around for the bank account system. And the bank account system basically says that you have all your bills coming out of one account, you have all your money coming in, all your bills coming out of one account, and you pay yourself a wham, a weekly allowance every week, and that's your variable spending money. Okay, but on there, one of your payments from your bills account should be an allocation of saving to yourself. And I liken that to at least the first hour of an 8-hour working day. So 12.5%. So 12.5% of the money that comes into your account, I kind of want you to retain, keep for yourself. Now, to start off with, we're going to direct that 12.5% to overpay on your credit card. So in your situation, if you've got credit card debt, I want you to try and free up 12.5% of your income. Now, put in perspective, this is the first working hour of an 8-hour day. So if you work an 8-hour shift, when you go to work at 9, for example, 10 o'clock, you're keeping that hour for yourself. That's for you. And I want you to take that hour of income and I want you to pay off your credit cards. So all your direct debits are maintained normally through your expenditure. That's standard. This is an overpayment, and it's the first working out of an 8-hour day, and it's 12.5%. So let me recap that. So I've got to make sure it's clear for everyone. All your credit cards in balance order, with the smallest balance to the largest balance. Make sure your bills account is paying your direct debits on all the accounts. Do whatever it takes not to miss a payment. It does mess up your credit score. It does then mean you won't get lower interest rates. Then in addition to that, you take 12.5% of what you earn and you direct it onto the smallest credit card balance. You overpay the smallest credit card balance. And you do that systematically, periodically, month in, month out, until that smallest credit card is gone. And when it's gone, you close the account. You congratulate yourself. You literally do congratulate yourself because you've done a tremendous effort. And then you repeat the process. But this time you take the 12.5% and the amount of money that you were paying on the smallest balance, and you direct this onto the second credit card debt. And you do that systematically, month in, month out, the 12.5% plus the money you were paying on balance 1, and you pay this onto balance 2 until balance 2 is repaid. And then you congratulate yourself. You close the account. And you repeat the process. 12.5% goes on to balance 3. The payment to credit card 1, the payment to credit card 2 also go on to balance 3. And you repeat this. This is called the snowball effect. Because as you can see, the amount that you're paying is building each time by these additional payments you're paying on the previous credit card balances. And therefore, you're snowballing your way out of debt. So you can go to warrenshute.com and download the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet will do it all for you. You key in your each individual balance. You can also sort it in balance order on the spreadsheet automatically, and it'll tell you how much to pay into each one. And then you go on to sheet 2, it'll give you a chart to show you when the credit cards will be paid off. This, my friend, is a long-term game. If you don't do this, you will have your credit cards forever. By paying the minimum balances, it takes a lifetime to pay them off. By doing this, you will accelerate the debt repayment process, and you will be thankful that you did. And then you can accelerate the overpayment. So I've said 12.5%. We can accelerate this overpayment by taking a side hustle. Okay, looking around your house, saying, what can I sell? Just a couple of months ago, I sold a whole chunk of things in my house and home. Things that were of good value to other people, but I just wasn't using anymore. I regularly have things for sale on eBay and Facebook Marketplace because it works and it just allows you to clear unwanted items. You're recycling goods. People are getting good use from them. You're getting some money back. And what you can take that money and just throw it straight onto your credit card balances and just do ad hoc payments. I hope that's been helpful. Please send me messages, give me comments, like and share the show. And if I can be any help to anyone, please just get in touch. My name is Warren Shute. This is Financial Education Foundation. Until next time, take care. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. There's a great number of back issues to go through, and remember, what makes us different on your financial journey is the support with access to downloads and templates on warrenshute.com, the YouTube videos and podcasts, as well as access to me, a multi-award winning certified financial planner and certified international coach. So please do engage and let's get your finances sorted together.